Today we are going to be revisiting one of the weirdest challenges I've ever done on the channel, where we are going to be starting with a team with 0 players, none on offense, none on defense. Ignore where it says 39. I'm too lazy to cut all the long snappers I made. But not only do we have to rebuild this team, we are not allowed to sign free agents during the offseason. We are only going to allow the CPU to do that. Now, the reason this is one of the weirdest challenges I've ever taken on is because the CPU doesn't really do anything in free agency for whatever reason. So we'll have to see today if the CPU is actually going to help us or if this is going to be a draft only rebuild, which I wouldn't complain about. Those are some of my favorite videos to do. But I'm super excited to get into this, so super quick. If you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, as always. It really helps out the channel. And I have a fun idea today. The last team of no players, CPU only rebuild I did got to almost 2,500 likes. So if this video can get to 2,500 likes, it'll let me know y'all want to see a team of no players undrafted only rebuild, which I'm not even sure if that's going to be possible. That might be one of the hardest things I've done on the channel, but I think that would be a lot of fun. Sometimes the harder it is, the more fun it is. Pause. And I mean, imagine if everyone did it. We would get to like 20, 30,000 likes maybe. That would be crazy. I plug way too much, but whatever. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't, because we are less than 500 away from 85K, I'm pretty sure. Trying to hit 100K soon. If you like rebuilds, be sure to subscribe. And then very last thing, let me know any goofy rebuild ideas y'all have down in the comments. Most of the time I give a shout out. None for this one. This is just a part 3 of a video I've done before. I thought it would be fun to try it in Madden 26. So speaking of that, of course, we have to start this out with, I guess, what is fitting for this rebuild. You can't simulate a game without a roster, unfortunately. I'm almost hoping the CPU doesn't sign too good of a team, because guys like Christian Wilkins, recently CJ Gardner-Johnson are free agents. But all right, let's see who the CPU signs. We won 41-10 when we had no team at the start of that week. Okay, Tyler Huntley. I guess the Bengals released Noah Fant. Deontay Johnson, Gabe Davis. I guess it could be worse. I don't know that we're gonna win too many games. It did sign Christian Wilkins. Definitely not too strong of a roster, but we might win a game. I'm gonna guess we will win 1 or 2. I hope we don't win any more than that, but we'll see. Okay, we did a lot better than I expected. We end up going 6-11. Obviously horrible, but probably better than we should have been with a team scrapped together of free agents. I'm curious to see the stats. Tyler Huntley at least had more touchdowns than picks. I highly doubt we're gonna re-sign him, but he did all right. I mean, he's a Pro Bowl QB somehow. Cam Akers, I've seen worse. Deontay Johnson had 11 yards, I guess. Noah Fant had 900 yards at tight end. Jedrick Wills wasn't great. Chris Paul Jr., 152 tackles, 18 TFLs for Braden Swinson, and 12 sacks. All right, we might need to re-sign him. I forgot to mention the rule that, wait, Ethan Downs, 12.5 sacks. I didn't even notice. But I forgot to mention the rule that we are allowed to re-sign players. I feel like re-sign is a little different than signing players, so I might keep both of these guys. I don't know if they were just on the field a ton. They probably were, but both got 12 sacks. It just goes to show you how inflated sack numbers are in this game for whatever reason. But Braden Swinson takes Defensive Rookie of the Year. Jalen Walker at number 3, I didn't even check what he did. Ethan Downs all the way down at 4, Chris Paul Jr. 5. Nobody for Offensive Rookie of the Year. So we're probably going to keep a few defensive players, which really works out in our favor. I'll show y'all why in a second. But yeah, Jalen Walker, I didn't even notice, but really good year for him. So this is going to be an interesting first off season. We'll see which players we want to keep. And I mean, the CPU did sign these players, so maybe we should keep a lot of them. We'll see. I'll probably just keep players that are interested, like Asante Samuel Jr. Sure, 3 years, 46. Christian Wilkins, I kind of want to keep, but I feel like he's a little too good for this challenge. I don't know. Plus, he's not interested, and he is 30. Noah Fant, not interested. Deontay Johnson, not interested. David Long got Superstar Dev. What did he do? 93 tackles, 9 TFLs, 4.5 sacks. He was pretty good, but he is 29 and not interested. But Braden Swinson, I'll go, oh, he's not cheap, but I'll go 3 years, 75. He takes it. Chris Paul Jr., I'll go 3 years, 23. Somehow Ethan Downs didn't get star dev with 12.5 sacks, but I mean, we'll still keep him. Jalen Walker didn't get star dev. He doesn't re-sign. I might tag him. Oh, 17 mil. That's more than I expected, but we don't really need money for anything right now. Levi Wallace got superstar. All right, we'll tag Jalen Walker. Did any of these linemen do well? Let me see. Majors and Dellinger were pretty good. Majors resigns and Dellinger resigns. Cool. So we actually found some decent young players that played very, very well, but let's see who's available in free agency this year. There isn't a lot, to be fair. It's a couple players we had, like Christian Wilkins, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Kendall Fuller. There is Jalen Phillips, but I mean, our pass rush was really good last year. I'm sure the CPU's gonna sign a QB. Hopefully it's like Tyler Huntley or something, not one of these 30-plus-year-old QBs. I guess we probably won't start him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But all right, let's turn, if I can find it, off-season free agency bidding auto. We'll see if it actually does anything in Madden 26. Let me close out and go back in just to make sure it like registers. I feel like sometimes you have to do that in Madden. So we'll see if it signs any free agents. It's a no in week 1. I see our practice squad guys, and that's it. Okay, our overall changed in week 2. I don't know if that's because I did best lineup in week 1 or what. Okay, it signed Davis Mills, James Hudson. Didn't he allow 4 penalties in 1 drive for the Giants? At least to sign somebody. And Julian Pearl. Were these guys here and they were just practice squad signings and I didn't notice them? I don't know. It also signed Case Keenum. Okay. Balin Spector. Martin Emerson. Okay. That's not bad. Only 25 years old with star dev. Actual good signing. Maybe. But all right, 1 more week of free agency. Then we'll get to the draft. Okay, Sean Tucker, Larry Borum, Irv Smith, Dylan Parham. Okay. Richie Grant, Juan Thornhill. Signed us some real elite players here. I mean, I didn't really expect much. At least it did something. Oh, and you know what I thought about? I almost wonder if this has an effect on it. I'm gonna go... Okay, I did leave it normal. I left free agent motivation impact normal. I was wondering if setting it to very high messed with something with the CPU, so I'll just leave it at normal. Because I was thinking, like, maybe the CPU's submitting offers, but just none of the players are taking them. Like, it's submitting 2 bold offers. But if it is, keeping that at normal should make it a little more random. So we'll find out. But let's get into our first draft. Oh yeah, and I was saying, we kept a lot of defensive players. Well, partially because they did well and got dev traits and they're young. But also, I think the strategy for our first draft is gonna go all offense. Unfortunately, the QBs aren't too great, but man, why is it when I need a QB, the classes are always terrible? Well, we'll figure something out. Maybe Estes is good. I use this offense-only strategy a lot in these no-team rebuilds, and it usually works pretty well, so no promises that I'll 100% stick to it, but it should work. Ooh, top 5 talent. Love to see it. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 7. Going into this, that's a lot later of a pick than I expected to have. I thought we would have a top 3 pick, obviously. We maybe should have, but gotta love simulation. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this pick though. We're probably gonna trade down. At least that's probably the smart move. And I guess we'll just go with Jose Ramirez. The Browns have 2, they have number 1 and number 6. If they still suck after this, I don't even know. I guess they had number 1 and number 4 in 2018, right? And they still suck now, so I guess they'll just forever be bad. But all right, how far should we trade down? I don't want to trade down too far and have Ramirez be gone already. I'll trade down to like 14. I feel like that's safe. All right, we'll pick up a 2nd round pick 46 or whatever it was from the Texans. And now we'll go with Jose Ramirez out of Miami, try to shore up this offensive line. It desperately needs it. I mean, obviously this whole team needs a lot, but good starting point. Rank 5, I kind of figured because he had a D rating, only C pass block 2, C to D run block power, but still worth it. We'll take it. But now in round 2, I really don't know what to do here. We could reach and go Luis Saucedo. I've seen that last name a lot lately. I don't know why. Has there ever been an NFL player with that last name? I don't know. But I might go with this running back. Looks pretty good. Has a lot of A ratings. Sure, Miguel Estes or Estes, however you say that. Gonna be hard to find a running back in this rebuild, so hopefully we can get one year 1 and develop him a ton. Rank 18. I honestly thought he was gonna be top 5. I'm a little surprised, but I mean, still a good pick. Hidden dev, we'll take it. And now our second round pick. Should we go Saucedo or should we just wait for a QB? I guess the receivers I wanted are gone. Riley Monroe looks pretty good. If we don't take a receiver here, we're not really getting a receiver. But I mean, if we don't take a QB here, we're not getting a QB. We could also just wait until next year though. I don't know. I might go Saucedo. If he sucks, we'll just draft a QB next year. This is kind of a free pick from a trade down. There's nobody else here that's like too obviously good. I guess Dion Russell at corner looks really good, but I want to focus on the offense. We'll go Saucedo out of Notre Dame. Rank 81, got him at 46. Of course, not worth it, but we'll see if we can develop him. Wow, this receiver looks really good. What is that? At least 5 F ratings? I mean, he's fast, but that's it. Welcome back, Andy Isabella, I guess. Oh, great. Another Josh Allen. I think he's going to be the pick, though. We're probably going to play him at tackle. I guess he is only 6'3", but like our center and guard were pretty good last year, so, or center and right guard, so we'll maybe play him at left tackle or something, or one of the linemen we picked at left tackle. We'll see. But rank 37, got him at 71, and man, we need to take a receiver. I might go Rashawn Ballantyne, even though he looks kind of horrible. He at least has B medium route and great change of direction, which is what I look for a playmaker receiver. He is 24 though, never mind. He could have a 1,500 yard season as a rookie and go up 3 overall. I'll pass. Ooh. Man, this is kind of an unlucky draft class for us. I didn't see any great receivers, no great QBs. This was a bad year to go offense only. Seemed like all the good players were defensive players. I might go with Sean Davison at corner. He looks actually pretty good. Not the best change of direction, but good speed, elite acceleration, B-man, B-press. Doesn't look horrible. I would guess he's like a 3rd round talent or something. Rank 83, that was a good guess. We'll take it. No dev trait though. You know what? For fun, let's go with Rob Pollock. He's at least fast. It's gonna be like undrafted. Yup. Rank 286. Unlucky. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. I mean, it was pretty good. We got number 5, number 18, number whatever Josh. I already don't remember what Josh Allen was ranked. Did I even look at it? I don't know. I don't remember. Probably 30 something. But yeah, we did all right. I also took Sean Eckel just because he had, I think, good change of direction or great, something like that, and elite acceleration. And he was pretty good. He'll probably start for us, unfortunately. I'm curious, though, is there anything we can do with Rob Pollock? I mean, he's fast, just has no skill at receiver. Would he be a good running back? No. Good corner somehow? No. I mean, almost practice squad caliber at a 48 overall. Yeah, I don't know. I guess he's staying at receiver. But overall, good draft. Was it all defensive players in this draft, though? Ooh, there was a better guard. Dak Ware, should have taken him. Didn't have him scouted. And Cesar Acosta. I thought about Cesar Acosta. I noticed him. I should have looked at his strength. He had 99 strength. Oh, well, we got a top 5 talent. Did my game crash? I love this game. I forgot what I was talking about, but good draft. Maybe could have done a little better, but I mean, we got a top 5 talent. I'm not going to complain too much. Oh, yeah, and let's see what kind of free agents there are. Okay, nobody too crazy. I guess I'm kind of happy about that. Not really any great undrafted players. I kind of wish there were, I'm not gonna lie, but we'll sign a couple and then we'll see how the team's looking. But all right, here's a look at the team heading into year 2. Not too great of a roster yet, still only a 74 overall, but I mean, we should develop throughout the year, I hope. The offense doesn't look horrible. It is only a 73, but, well, it looks horrible, but I mean, I like that we have a few dev traits. At least we have some guys that should work out. This receiving core really scares me though. 2 of our starters are a 66 and a 64. I guess I could start, you know, some 68s, some practice squad guys from last year, but I mean, I'd rather start rookies, obviously. I didn't think Pollock was going to be a starter, but he is, so we'll see how that goes. And then the defense, it is what it is. I'm going to start Brink. I found him as a UDFA. He had star dev. It just went to hidden because I moved him to free safety. He was a strong safety. Just we want to get all the rookies playing time that we can, or at least players with dev traits. Man, I still can't believe Ethan Downs didn't get star dev, getting 12.5 sacks though. I love this game. But we'll see. We're probably going to win less games this year than last year somehow. I guess we are lower overall, so it is what it is, but I guess we'll get to the mid-season point and we'll see how things are going. Might make some benches there if we have to, but if we're bad enough, we'll probably just tank. Okay, we are 1-6 at the mid-season. That's fair, but why were we 3-4 at the mid-season last year? I guess I didn't show that in the video, but like, we were. Saucedo's actually doing pretty well. Been sacked a lot of times, but doing well despite that. Estes isn't doing too great. Taj Sellers is our number 1 receiver at a 67 overall. That's a good sign. But I don't think I'm gonna bench any of the linemen. It's going better than it did last year, it seems like. Sack numbers are way down from last year, though. I don't know. It seems like everything on our team kind of equally sucks, which is fair. But for re-signings, I'll re-sign the 2 star dev UDFAs we found. I'm surprised I didn't find a few more, but I mean, it is what it is. Jalen Walker I want to keep, but we'll see if he actually re-signs this year. He does, okay. Again, I don't know how he didn't get star dev either. And then the rest of these guys we'll see at the end of the year. Probably should re-sign Sellers if he's our number 1 receiver, though. He doesn't take it. All right, cool. I only did like 10 times what he was asking. But all right, let's get to the end of the year, and we'll see how we end up doing. I wouldn't mind the number 1 pick. I feel like we're going to bounce back a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, we go 3-14. That might be good enough for the number 1 pick. I'm curious curious. I didn't mean to go to stats. I meant to go to standings. The Panthers were the best team in the league this year. Love this game. But we do have the #1 pick. That's huge. I kind of wish we had it well, no, I was going to say I wish we had it last year. I mean, I guess that would have been nice, but there wasn't a QB to take anyway. Speaking of that, Saucedo did pretty well. 3,800 yards, 30 touchdowns, 14 picks. That's really, really good considering the team he's on. Only star dev, but I mean, that's what I expected. Probably not good enough for Offensive Rookie of the Year with a 58 completion percentage, but pretty good for getting sacked 53 times. Estes got a little better in the second half of the year. He was okay. He does have Superstar, though. We might have to stick with him. I'm okay with that. We'll see if he starts playing better. But Sellers, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, developed a decent bit. I thought for sure Eckel would hit 1,000 yards, but was close. Pritchett was decent at tight end. I love our highest overall lineman, Jose Ramirez, allowing 22 sacks. That's fun. But Chris Paul Jr., 161 tackles, 14 TFLs for Downs, and Swinson led the team. Sacks definitely went down this year, or went downs, should I say. Went from 12.5 to 4.5. 8.5 for Swinson. He was still good. 6 for Winslow. We'll have to re-sign him. But 3 picks for Paul and Asante Samuel Jr., 2 for Sean Davison as a rookie, and Martin Emerson. But MVP goes to division rival Patrick Mahomes. Big surprise. He also wins Offensive Player of the Year. Cam Akers was 5. Well, apparently we should have kept him. Wait, on the Bengals? How was he 5 on the Bengals? Did he get like 1,000 receiving yards or something? He might have. Oh, he had 19 rushing touchdowns and only 182 attempts. Okay. Over 1 per 10 attempts and 500 receiving yards. Yeah, that'll do it. Jalen Coker was their #1 receiver. I love this game. Over Jamar Chase. Awesome. If the NFL signs an extension with EA, I'm going to be not very happy. But Taj Sellers does take Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm surprised about that. Usually there's like a rookie wide receiver 3 that has a season like, you know, Jalen Coker did, just because he is the wide receiver 3, and that's the only reason he wins Rookie of the Year and produces that way. Like, it's so annoying. I get so sick of it. It's just whoever's the wide receiver 3 on like the Bengals or the Colts or a few other teams, the Chiefs, automatically, or not even wide receiver 3. I think just the slot receiver gets like 1,300 yards automatically and 15 touchdowns. But whatever. Too early in the video for a rant. Eckel #2, Saucedo #4, all 3 Chargers to close out the list too. But Defensive Rookie of the Year, I only see a couple Chargers. Winslow all the way down at 8. I thought he had a chance to win it. And then Davison at 10. So, you know, #1 pick, Offensive Rookie of the Year, pretty good development, it seems like, up to a 79 before we even get, you know, rewarded for winning the Player of the Year awards and all that kind of stuff. Also, Pritchett up to a 79 or 78 with morale up to a 79. We're looking pretty good. Definitely going to have some re-signings to worry about this offseason. So speaking of that, let's see. We have Larry Winslow. Definitely want to keep him. He's not cheap, though. Do we want... I mean, he played well. He really wants 10 a year as a 72 overall. He does take it. Ben Dent, I guess we'll go player-friendly. He's not that expensive. Ooh, Sam Pritchett went up to Superstar... or not Superstar. Star Dev. Definitely going to have to add to his deal. He should develop a decent bit more, though, I hope, because he wasn't that cheap either. But Taj Sellers, wish we could have re-signed him at the midseason, but 4 years, 47, he takes it. And then other than those few, I think we're good. I guess we found a superstar kicker and punter. I guess we'll re-sign Ford because he's interested. But all right, we'll get into free agency once again, and we'll see if the CPU does anything this year. Last year was usually the end of the CPU doing anything. So we'll see what happens this year. Ethan Downs got star dev this year, but not last year? What? Oh, because he got 14 TFLs, but the 12.5 sacks aren't enough to get star dev. I love this game. I'm just in a complainy mood today, apparently. Chris Paul Jr. got superstar dev, though. That's cool. I wish I could see who's in free agency at least, but we'll see if we get any players this year. I sure hope so. Okay, we do go up in overall in week 1. Who did it sign? Not an offensive player, apparently. We signed... Who did we sign? Or did we just go up in overall when I pressed generate best lineup and it just updated now? I don't see who we signed. Oh, Rondale Moore, I guess. Okay. I mean, I set receiver as our focus position, so he's not going to start. Also, why is his picture like kind of off center? He's kind of shifted too far to the left. That's weird. I don't know. Okay, there's one pointless signing out of the way. I would like a really good player. It looks like we spent 20 mil this week, but we didn't go up in overall. What did we do? Who did we sign? Grover Stewart. Okay, we did kind of need defensive tackle. Definitely. He's 33 at this point, but we'll take that. I'm glad to see the CPU's actually doing something past year one. Maybe setting the interest to like, or whatever it's called, the motivation impact, setting that to normal, maybe that does have an effect. But final week, spent 15 mil more. We'll see what it did. Okay, none on offense. At least I don't see any. Okay, assigned Marte Mapu from the Patriots and Malik Hooker. It sure likes signing mid safeties. I mean, Malik Hooker's good, but he's older. I don't even know if we're gonna start him. He is 31. We'll see. I mean, I like the Grover Stewart signing at least. The rest don't really matter, but that's why this is a challenge. I kind of have to deal with the CPU's questionable signings. But all right, of course, we have the #1 pick in the draft this year, and I feel like our pick is pretty easy. I guess we did sign Grover Stewart, but I mean, Braden Thorpe looks pretty good at defensive tackle. I didn't see any other top 5 talents. We didn't scout linemen this year, really, and there aren't as many good ones, it doesn't look like. Maybe the tackles are good, I don't know, probably. Chad Samuel looks pretty good, but I'd rather go with the defensive tackle. I would guess maybe 2 and Samuel's 1 or something like that. It's either we go with him or we trade down and take a receiver. I guess we could maybe get Bryce Gordon round 2, but I don't know, there aren't a lot of good receivers. There are 4 first-round talents, but the fall-off is pretty quick. So, I don't know, I'd rather go with Thorpe. We have good receivers. Rank 3, got him at #1, we'll take that. Must be a good draft class then, because this guy looks really good. I would guess he's like an 81 or something. But okay, round 2, Sidney Sullivan is still here. I might go with Harvey Morrison though, because he is 2 years younger, and he is a deep threat, so better chance of hitting dev. Low-key, Pat Allen kind of looks better though. Yeah, we might go Pat Allen. He looks pretty good. F medium route, but he ran a 4.24. Yeah, we'll take him. Oh, okay, wrong pick apparently. Rank 22, the last first-round talent. Really? Does have hidden dev at least, but really? I thought he would be a top 10 talent, I'm not gonna lie. But now I don't know what to do. We don't really have too many massive needs left. I guess we should take more linemen, but I didn't see any good ones left. I might just trade this pick for like a next year's second-round pick or something. Nate Toller looks pretty good at guard. I guess we could go with him. Does have a few C to F ratings. Hopefully they're not Fs. Yeah, sure, we'll take him. I like the elite strength. Probably a second-round talent or something. Rank 30, end of the first. We'll take that. Hidden dev. And you know what? I might even go one more lineman just for good measure, because I'm sure someone's going to underperform. I guess we'll go Reggie Winslow. He looks decent. Rank 23. He's better than the last guard we took. He must have some really good pass block ratings. We'll take that. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. It was good. Braden Thorpe, 80 overall, so I guess that was a close guess, 81. I guess he'll be our #2 this year. We could make him the #1, though, just to try to get him to produce more. I don't know why I tried to check his stats, but and to look at his ratings. 84 power moves, 95 strength, 77 speed. Pretty good player. Then Pat Allen, I'm really surprised he isn't a little better. I guess just his elite acceleration was only a 95. Running a 4.24, I feel like that should have been a little higher, but whatever. 95 is still good. And then Toller and Winslow are both 75s. And then the CPU pick, I guess some okay depth players. Did this shit freeze again? Brother, what are we doing? It says, please wait in the bottom right again. I waited last time and it never did anything. Okay, I got it. I had to restart it again, but Chad Samuel was the best player in the class, I figured, but I wanted defensive tackle a little more than right tackle. We don't need to pick linemen that early. Usually the best ones are towards like the end of the first, early second-ish. Like Cam Jacobs, 80 overall. I guess he's not as good as Samuel, but a lot better value. Damn, the Jets did good. 82 overall, 79 overall. Looks like we should have gone with Sullivan, but I mean, he's 23. I guess between these two, Morrison would have been better, but oh well, they're the same overall. Good draft, we'll take it. It says, please wait again. I love this game. But all right, heading into year 3, we're up to an 81 overall. We're looking good. 81 offense, 81 defense, 81 overall. I don't know what I want to do with the O-line though. It was good other than Ramirez last year, because of course, again, our highest overall lineman was our worst, but I guess I'll start 2 younger guards. We'll see how this goes. If they play bad, I'll just bench them for Parham and Dellinger, but you know, I'd rather go for upside here. I don't think these two are going to develop a whole lot anymore. Oh yeah, and I'm also going to see if we can somehow get Allen Offensive Rookie of the Year. We'll see. It's possible. And then on defense, we're obviously hoping for Defensive Rookie of the Year for Braden Thorpe. Again, really good ratings. Might only have star dev because he didn't go up at all in the preseason, but I mean, we'll see. The rest of the defense is pretty much exactly the same though, just one new safety. I'm not going to start Hooker because he is 31. Like, he's a good third safety, but I'd rather try to develop Brink. But all right, y'all know the team. I would assume we're still the lowest overall team, unfortunately. Only. I guess we're tied with the Saints. They were 5-2 at the midseason last year, by the way. We're a higher overall than the Raiders, so we're not the lowest overall anymore. And we are tied with a few teams. We'll take that. Still down there, but not the worst. But we'll get to the midseason point once again, and we'll see how we do. Okay, we are 2-5 at the midseason. That's about fair, being, you know, almost the lowest overall team in the league. Not quite, but down there. We lost to the Browns, though. I don't know about that. They're 5-2. Ugh. Okay, Saucedo's already been sacked 23 times. Estes is doing a little better this year. Not really developing that quick for being a superstar, though. Only up to an 82. But Sellers is... I kind of hoped Allen would be our #1 receiver, but oh well. Ramirez, again. 10 sacks. He's on pace for like 20-something again. Even more this year. Because he only had 7 sacks allowed at the midseason last year. I love this game. All right, what are we going to do about that? Who should we move to left tackle? Should I try Garrett Dellinger? I don't know about that. But I mean, it couldn't really get much worse. I mean, it could, but I don't know. I think I'm going to trade Ramirez. He is rank 11 for left tackles at only 23. He was a first-round pick just last year. I think we should be able to get a late first for him. Who needs a left tackle that has a late first? I guess well, I don't know if they need to trade for anyone. They're the best team in the league. Okay, left tackle hasn't been great for the Browns, I guess. Ramirez probably won't play much better, but whatever. We'll take a first. I don't know. That might be a little too much, but But all right, who are we going to have to re-sign this year? Ethan Downs, Dylan Parham, we'll see. Really, none of the signings the CPU has made for us have really stuck. I kind of just released a lot of them. Just really, the only one is Grover Stewart, but he's 33. But I would go 1 year 19. He doesn't take it. Cool. Ethan Downs, 3 years 31. Hopefully he plays better than he did last year. And then I think that's all we'll do for now. So let's get to the end of the year. Our left tackle situation might improve, maybe, but at least we got an extra first-round pick out of it. So we'll definitely draft a left tackle this year, and an actual left tackle, if there is a good one. I feel like a lot of the time, if you move a guard to left tackle, they're not going to play well for some reason. I guess that can happen in real life, but it happens all the time. In Madden. It seems like none of them play well, but we'll see how we do. Okay, we once again go 6-11. We're still early on in this rebuild, but this defensive playbook, I don't know about it. I guess I can't say for sure yet because we're still a lowish overall, but even at my lowest, I'm still a family guy. But we'll see. We might give it one more year. Saucedo's done well, though. Almost 4,200 yards, 35 touchdowns, 7 picks. Estes got worse in the second half of the year. I was hoping he would get better, obviously. Might need a new running back, but Taj Sellers, 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns. I was hoping Allen could get that production. He does have superstar, though, so maybe it doesn't matter. And I mean, maybe Sellers can even get superstar. We'll see. Maybe. Pritchett was good, though. Eckel was fine for what he is. Josh Allen at right tackle was horrible. Dellinger wasn't too bad at left tackle, at least compared to what we had. I don't know what to do with our O-line. Looks like Winslow was really good at right guard, maybe? I don't know. We had 2 left guards. I don't remember which one played right. But Chris Paul Jr., 152 tackles, 10 TFLs for Grover Stewart led the team, 9.5 sacks for Swinson, 8.5 for Thorpe as a rookie, 7 for Stewart, 6.5 for Downs. He was really good as a rookie, but he's been mid since then. The last 2 years combined, he hasn't even had as many sacks as his rookie year. I guess he's gotten a good amount of TFLs, but still, it's not really what I'm looking for. But picks 2 for Davison and Emerson, and then 1 for 5 different players. What do? We're kind of in a weird situation where the team is about good enough to, you know, be a mid team at least, which I guess we were. We were 6-11. Could have been worse, but I don't know what we're gonna upgrade through the draft. We'll see. Let's see. Pat Allen, #3 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. That sucks. Braden Thorpe, #2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. It was just one of those years, man. Nothing we could really do about that. I guess it's not even 2028 yet, but still kind of a cursed year. Okay, at least Thorpe already has superstars, so him getting #2 doesn't really matter. I mean, X Factor and a lot of XP would have been nice, but at least he already has superstar. But all right, let's get into the offseason once again. Looks like the end of our year didn't go well. Lost 45-14 to the Bears, but we need the CPU to sign some players, man. We need it like actual good players, not a bunch of 70 overalls. Like actual good players. For some reason, I don't think it will. Couldn't imagine why I think that. Let's see. We'll let Dylan Parham go. He isn't interested. I don't know if I really want any of these players. It's just depth mostly. So we have a lot of cap space for the CPU to work with. Hopefully it spends it on actual good players. What do we need? I guess we need left tackle, but Dellinger actually did well there. I don't trust him to do that again necessarily, but wait, was Toller actually our starting right guard? No, I doubt it. I probably switched it. There's no way he allowed 10 at right guard and Winslow only allowed 2 at left. Grover Stewart did retire though. I kind of forgot about that when we were in the re-signing period. We didn't see him there. But all right, let's get through free agency once again. We have 111 mil. Please sign some actual good players. Still at 111 mil. All right, we'll get through week 2. All right, still at 111 mil. This is where it starts, apparently. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And there were, I guess Jahmyr Gibbs wasn't interested, but I mean, that would have helped. I wouldn't have even minded Christian McCaffrey. He was very interested. Estes wasn't playing well. Man, that's tough. This is basically a draft-only rebuild. I had a feeling. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 6. I didn't focus scout Brackens, but he's probably good. I just didn't feel like we could trade up to number 1. He definitely looks good. I don't know if he's the best player in the class because he only has decent strength, but he ran a 4.94 at 313 pounds. I don't know. We'll get to our pick at 6. Brackens does go number 1. Let's see, I focus scouted Drew. He's good. First round talent. And then, ooh, Eric Crawford, top 5 talent at right tackle. I didn't know if he would be. I figured he would be at least first, but some of his ratings aren't too crazy. He has elite strength, 44 bench reps. I didn't even look at that yet. I just saw elite strength. The edge rusher I focus scouted when it was Escobar, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. But I don't think I'm going to trade down. I don't think there's any real reason to risk it. Let's just go Eric Crawford out of Florida State. He'll be worth it. I swear I just said last year, I don't think it's worth it to take linemen this early when you can find them later first, but whatever. I guess that wasn't number 1. That was number 6, but still. Oh yeah, and I forgot we had 2 first-round picks. With 19, you know what? Brandon Drew is still here. Not a scheme fit. Neither was the right tackle, but we'll take him. Rank 11, got him at 19, so we got new tackles. Don't know what we're gonna do with our old ones, but we'll figure something out. And now I really don't know what to do. Is there like a good-looking safety? Jaden Jacobs looks okay, I guess. I focus scouted linebackers, or that was my 3-star position or whatever, but they're all mid. Go figure. I guess we could take Alonzo Reese round 3. I guess he'll probably be gone by that pick. Or I think pick 70 is our 3rd round pick, so we'll see. Man, I don't know. Should we go Tevin Franklin at running back? I kind of want a better running back than the one we have. Ooh. Wait a minute. Tyreek Young and Jared Gibson look insane. I guess Young looks a little better. He is a better route runner. Am I missing something with him? Rank number 4? Hidden Dev? I mean, we don't need another receiver, but we don't really need to draft many positions anymore. Okay. Don't know why he was still available. Like, he wasn't projected to go later either. He was supposed to be gone by that pick. Well, we got lucky there, I guess. But all right, the linebacker I wanted is gone, so we'll just go with Abdul McMillan. He's only 22. Looks okay. Rank 102. Does have hidden dev, though. We'll probably start him, honestly. We haven't really drafted... I don't think we've drafted a single linebacker. But all right, last pick. Let's go with... Is this pick even worth showing? This guy's probably like a 4th round talent. I don't know. Just gambling on hidden dev here. I don't know if we'll start him, but he is ranked 75. Normal dev. Okay, never mind. Forget I showed that. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. Both Crawford and Young are 79 overalls. Of course, top 5 talents. Very good players. Brandon Drew, 77 overall. Even Abdul McMillan and Kurt Freeman aren't bad necessarily. Even the CPU didn't make horrible picks. Surprisingly. This was a very, very good draft. 2 top 5 talents and almost a top 10 talent. Looks like Brackens was the highest overall tackle, but barely. So definitely worth it to not trade up for him. There was a really good safety, I guess. I feel like safeties play the same no matter what, at least statistically in Madden. Like, you can have a 60 overall or a 99 overall. They're going to play about the same. But all right, this could be our first really good year. It's hard to say that because it is the cursed year, 2028, but we have a decent team. I'm surprised we're only an 82. I feel like that could go up really quickly. We'll have to find out. I hope so. But okay, heading into year 4, we are up to an 84 overall. This team could be decent now, finally. We really need the CPU to sign some free agents. I feel like we're at the point where it's not going to sign anymore, but hopefully, maybe we'll get lucky. If not, we'll maybe trade for some players. I guess that's not against the rules. Just can't sign off-season free agents. But once again, I'm going to check, where do we rank for for overall. I doubt we're the lowest, although maybe we are. Yeah, we're tied as the lowest. There are a lot of teams tied with us, but I guess the highest is only an 89, so we're not that far away. But I mean, we should develop past these teams. I would guess we have a much younger team than the rest, so we'll see. But we're gonna start Crawford and Drew as our tackles. They're both rookies, but we'll see. We're gonna keep Winslow at right guard, and I moved Allen to left guard. We'll see if he does better than Toller did. And then the defense is okay. I don't love our safeties, but I mean, the CPU signed a ton of them. They just have been kind of older ones, so they never like developed. This is just a weird team, but we'll hope it does well this year. It could. So let's get to the mid-season point, of course, and I'm gonna hope for at least, 3 wins. Is that possible? Damn. All right, we are still 2-5 at the mid-season. I think it might be time to change some playbooks up. Should we do it? Should I go with my 2 favorites, at least so far? I think we will. We'll go Cincinnati and New England. I'm still really unsure about the defensive playbook, but it's good sometimes. Better than any other one I've used before, at least in this game. Saucedo not doing as well this year. Well, hopefully the Bengals playbook will help him do better. The tackles are doing better, though. Majors isn't great at center, but nobody's doing too bad, I guess, other than Majors. Oh, and I decided to start Freeman over Downs this year. I don't know that it's going too amazing, but it wasn't either way, so whatever. So we'll see. Hopefully these new playbooks do a little better than the ones we had. I don't know. I feel like I've seen the Chargers in Super Bowls before. Maybe that's just because of the players they have, because we have not gotten above 6 wins here. We haven't really deserved it, but it's Madden, so you can, most of the time, the lowest overall team wins the Super Bowl. But for re-signings, Braden Swinson, again, we'll go 3 years, 49, not too expensive. He doesn't take it, though. Chris Paul Jr., I'll go 4 years, 80. He's more expensive than Swinson at edge compared to linebacker. Okay. Asante Samuel Jr. will probably re-sign. Had 3 picks a couple years ago and 12 pass deflections last year. I'd go 2 years, 28. He takes it. And then I saw Mapu had 3 picks so far this year. He was pretty solid last year. We'll see if he gets superstar at the end of the year. And then everyone else, we'll see. I guess Majors isn't a contract year, so maybe we should bench him. I don't know. He's been so good, though. We'll see how he finishes the year. But let's get to the end of the year. Let's hope these new playbooks help us. Usually year 1 for new playbooks doesn't go super well, and it is 2028. We might finish with 2 wins, honestly, unfortunately. Okay, we do improve a little bit. We end up going 7-10. Looks like we had the 7th best offense in the league, 2nd best passing offense after we were, I don't even know what, at the midseason. But Luis Saucedo, almost 5,000 yards, 40 touchdowns to 13 picks, only threw 4 more picks and, I don't know, 28 more passing touchdowns, something like that. Pretty good in the second half of the year. Estes even played a little better. Less carries, but at least 4 yards per carry for the first time in his career. But 1,400 yards for Sellers, 9 touchdowns, almost 1,400 for Tyreek Young as a rookie, and 19 touchdowns. Yeah, he might win Offensive Rookie of the Year, just maybe. How is he available in the second round, though? I don't get it. But let's see. Brandon Drew, not great at left tackle, but it's not like we really downgraded there, to be fair. Chris Paul Jr., 139 tackles, though, 11 TFLs for Swinson, 13 sacks for Swinson, led the team. 9 for Thorpe, 6 for Freeman. Not horrible. Probably not Defensive Rookie of the Year good, but good. But picks 4 for Mapu, 2 for Samuel Jr., and then 1 for 4 different players. Pretty good numbers for being a team that went 7-10. Saucedo number 4 for MVP. Also, Mac Jones at 3 on the Rams. Okay, sure. Tyreek Young number 3 for Offensive Player of the Year as a rookie. Jordan Whittington up there on the Titans. Let me guess, slot receiver. But let's see, Braden Swinson number 8 for Defensive Player of the Year. Tyreek Young obviously takes Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, Freeman at 3. Oh well, we set edge as our focus position for the draft anyway, so we'll just take one. But I definitely think we needed new playbooks. This should help us, I hope. I want to at least make the playoffs in this rebuild, so I would usually only do 5 years, but I feel like we should do more here. We might have to. Gonna, of course, go for a Super Bowl, but we need the CPU to actually do something for that to happen in terms of free agency. But 3 years, 70 for Braden Swinson, that's fine. He takes it. He's played very well. Marty Mapu did get superstar, so we'll go player friendly. That's super cheap. 3 years, 15. I doubt he repeats that, but he's cheap, so whatever. Majors, we'll let go. He's not interested. Wasn't good this year. We'll re-sign Ethan Evans and Joe Alt at long snapper, just so I don't have to sign a different one, because there never are any others. Please. Let's hope the CPU does something 87. We're up to an 86. We were an 87 a second ago. Now down to an 86. Oh, it looks like Pritchett got X Factor. He was a random undrafted player we signed. And he was like a 66 overall, now up to an 89 X Factor. Pretty good career he's having. I don't know if he's played X Factor well, but I mean, about like 760 yards a year-ish at tight end. That's pretty good. Has 2 Pro Bowls. I don't think we gained any other dev traits other than Mapu, and of course Young. I'm surprised Young didn't go up to X Factor even, but whatever. But all right, we have 142 mil. Please do something. Okay, nothing in week 1, nothing in week 2, and nothing in week 3. It gave me some false hope at the start of this. Like, we signed players for the first couple years, not great players, but it was more than 1 year, and then we did nothing else. Definitely need to trade for some players though, eventually. Maybe not this year, maybe next year, but we probably should with 142 mil in cap space. Maybe I should now while we still have our QB on a rookie deal. I wouldn't mind a great number 2 defensive tackle. I doubt there would be a great one on the trade block. I mean, Ed Oliver, he is older, but does pretty well. There's Victor Villalobos, but Falcons have negative 17 mil in cap. What would we give up for Ed Oliver? Maybe a third, because he is 31. A third might even be too much for a 31-year-old on kind of an expensive deal. They don't take that though? All right, we'll give him a 6th next year. Or no, we'll give him about, I feel like this should go through, so I'll give him some backup running backs. Sure, they take it. And I kind of want to trade for a safety. Although I guess Brink was pretty good this last year. Only 1 pick, but 7 pass deflections. But I would like a third, a good third, because I feel like either Mapu, I think either one of them could underperform this year, so we'll trade for one. Probably not Antoine Winfield Jr. has had 1 pick in the last 5 seasons. See what I was saying about high overall safeties? They just don't, they almost do worse than the lower overall ones. Marty Mapu was out playing like Jesse Bates, at least statistically, and God, I love this game. It's awesome. Perfect. Nothing wrong with it. Xavier McKinney's been pretty good. He's who I thought about trading when I was thinking about trading for a safety, or who I was thinking about getting when I was thinking about trading for a safety. We'll trade a 2 for him and a 5 or something like that. He is 30. I don't necessarily think he would be worth a first. 2 might even be too much, but no, it seems about right. We'll do it. Ooh, okay, not even close. How about a 2 and they need a free safety? I kind of want to keep Brink though. How about Ben Dent? They don't have the cap space. All right, cool. Brother, this trade would not put you over the salary cap. I mean, it would with the draft picks, but it says 910K in cap space right there. Man, let me user the Packers for a second. Hold on, can I just release a player from them on my own? I'm sure they have some stupid contract. Well, not too bad. They're not just broke for the love of the game. They actually are paying good players. Man, I don't know. We'll probably just draft a safety. How about that? But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 11. I did see some decent looking safeties. Okay, Sanchez and McClure are pretty good. I'd probably go Sanchez. McClure is probably the higher overall because he's a run support safety, but we'll see. We'll just get to pick 11. We'll see if there's an edge rusher here. I hope so. Okay, only 1st to 2nd round talents, but I feel like we just got to take one, whether it's worth it or not. We'll go Jimmy Cabrera, probably in the 40s-ish, but we need one. Rank 33, we'll take that. Normal dev. Okay, awesome. But round 2, hopefully one of the safeties are still here. Okay, both are still available. I kind of like McClure more. I usually feel like run support safeties have a higher chance of being hidden dev than hybrid, but if a hybrid is a 1st round talent, I feel like they are good. They have a good dev trait. It's just if they're a 1st to 2nd, it's always normal, or almost always. I don't know. I'll go McClure. I don't know how I pressed Sanchez. Maybe that's a sign I should take Sanchez, but I'm going McClure. Rank 11, got him at 43, does have hidden dev. Okay, probably the right pick. Maybe. But all right, round 4, I don't know if there's anyone good left. I guess maybe a guard. Anthony Cardona looks pretty good. Sure. Good strength. He could be really good. Never mind. Okay. Not bad, but I thought he'd be like a top 15 talent. But good draft. We'll take it. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. For some reason today, the draft recap screen really hates me. It crashed for like a 4th or 5th time, however many it's gonna be, or however many it was. I guess it probably will crash again. I don't know why I can't speak right now, but Jimmy Cabrera, 75 overall. He's, you know, I wish he had hidden dev, but he's not horrible. Would have been better if he would actually develop, but I mean, maybe he can still win Defensive Rookie of the Year. We'll see. Earl McClure is a 77 overall, 89 speed, 89 hit power, 91 acceleration, good run defender, looks good. Anthony Cardona is a 74 and actually the CPU, 76 overall. Max Colbert, a defensive tackle, might start. Hidden dev. I don't know why I keep trying to check players' stats. I don't know what I'm trying to do, but there we go. Ratings, 73 speed, 93 strength, 331 pounds, of course. Let me see, is the game gonna crash if I do this? No, not yet. But yeah, we did pretty well once again. Only 380 plus overalls, so not the strongest draft class ever, but we did pretty well. But all right, heading into year 5, we're up to an 87 overall. We're doing well for this basically being draft only. The offense is definitely better than the defense at this point. 91 offense, only an 84 defense. So this year we're probably gonna have to draft a lot of defense. Also need to remember to start Cabrera as a rookie. Hopefully he can win defensive rookie of the year. We'll see though. And man, should I start McClure? I really don't trust Mapu to repeat what he did last year. I think I'm gonna, I guess. But if one of these two underperform, we'll just put Mapu back in. So our defense should develop. You know, we're gonna be starting 3 rookies at least. The offense, I'm still worried about the tackle duo, but we'll see if they play better. I hope so. This receiving core is amazing though. All 3 superstars. We have an X Factor tight end. All 3 have had 1,000+ yard seasons. 2 of the 3 probably will again this year. Also, we are a 46% scheme fit on offense, 11% for pistol. I don't know if I've ever seen it that low before for any scheme fit, but we have 2 more years. I think we'll go 6 seasons here. Oh, I guess I'm realizing I did this at the start of the preseason, so by the end of the preseason, we might even be a higher overall, but whatever. But let's get to the midseason point, and we should be good, I would hope. You never know in Madden, but we should. But okay, we are 5-2 at the midseason. We will take that. Unfortunately, we just got smoked by the Texans, 31-13, but whew. Okay, numbers are looking good for the most part, other than Saucedo sacked 26 times. Ooh, 5.6 yards per carry, but okay, we're gonna bench Drew, maybe also Crawford, maybe also Toller. None of our linemen are doing well. I guess that's what happens when you're this pass heavy in Madden, but still. I guess we'll try Ozzy Trapillo at left tackle, but who are we gonna have to re-sign? Okay, Estes, Saucedo, Josh Allen, our guard. He's done pretty well at guard, right? Yeah, pretty well. Jason Brink, we'll see at Oliver, probably. This is a lot of players, but Estes finally doing well, of course, in a contract year. We'll go 6 years, 51, I guess, because we probably have to. He does take it, though. I'm kind of surprised not many players are interested, but Saucedo, we're probably going to have to go very player-friendly, unfortunately. That's not cheap, but he does take it. Josh Allen will re-sign at the end of the year. We'll see how he does this year. Brink, how's he doing so far? No picks, 1 pass deflection. I might even try Mapu there. At Oliver, I would go 2 years, 48. He takes it. And then other than that, we'll just see how these guys do for the rest of the year, and then the rest are backups. So the team's slowly getting more expensive, unfortunately. But let's get to the end of the year. Let's hope our O-line starts playing a little better, and we'll see how we do. But okay, finally, we do make the playoffs going 11-6. We had the 2nd best offense in the league. Our defense was mid, which, you know, is fair. Our defense isn't amazing on paper, but finally we are in the playoffs. Saucedo, 5,100 yards, 41 touchdowns, only 3 picks, still sacked 65 times. Estes was not even 500 yards rushing, but I mean, he did good for the carries he got, I guess. But Young, 1,600 yards and 19 touchdowns, 1,200 yards for Sellers, 1,100 for Allen. Oh, Trapillo was horrible, though. Okay, I guess we'll put Drew back in, and we'll bench Toller for someone. Cardona, maybe. Not great, but Chris Paul Jr., 158 tackles, led the team. 16 TFLs for Cabrera as a rookie, and sacks, 15.5 for Cabrera, 10 for Swinson, 9 for Walker even, 8.5 for Thorpe, 6 for Oliver, good sack numbers, and picks 3 for Asante Samuel Jr., 2 for Martin Emerson Jr., and then 1 for 4 different players. Looks like McClure did pretty well as a rookie, 123 tackles. He could win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Well, I think Cabrera is probably going to take it, if I had to guess, but MVP does go to Luis Saucedo. Tyreek Young wins Offensive Player of the Year, with Saucedo at 2. Let's see, Cabrera at number 7 for Defensive Player of the Year, and he does obviously take Defensive Rookie of the Year. McClure all the way down at 4. I'm kind of surprised. He did pretty well, but oh well. So let's bench some linemen. We'll put Brandon Drew back in, I guess. He wasn't good, but he was better than Trapillo. And let's, like I said, put Cardona at center, and I don't know, I guess we'll have to leave Crawford at right tackle, even though he was bad. I could try Dellinger, but you know what? We'll try that. He did well when we put him at left tackle, so we'll see how that goes. But let's simulate this game against the Texans, and can we finally get our first playoff win? We're gonna go to a year 6 no matter what, but let's see what happens. We lose 39-25. All right. Man, the more I use the Patriots defensive playbook, the less I like it, but I don't know which one is good. I still haven't seen one that's like consistently good. The Raiders had 71 sacks. I can't remember. Was my first favorite the Raiders? It might have been. I can't remember. But I don't know. Our defensive roster isn't that good, so I mean, it's fine though. We are the 2nd highest overall team. Also, why are some teams grayed out? Like, you can't switch to them? Not that I want to, but it's just weird. But yeah, I guess our defense being mid is about fair, because that's what it is on paper. But anyway, I think we'll just leave it. But let's get into the final off season. We'll see if the CPU does anything in free agency. But when it doesn't, we're gonna need to have a pretty good draft, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But it looks like the Patriots win the Super Bowl here, so maybe their playbooks are good. I don't know. But all right, for the rest of our re-signings, I guess Thorpe will pick up the 5th year. Not that that really matters, but Josh Allen will re-sign. He did well. I guess we might as well spend this cap space because, again, the CPU won't. He does re-sign. It was like 30 mil a year. Brink will let go. Emerson will let go. Trapillo, definitely. Sean Davison, he's been okay. I feel like we can upgrade there, though. Yeah, we'll let all the rest of these guys go. I guess I'll restructure all our deals in case the CPU feels like doing something. Don't know that that's really gonna help anything, but we'll see. So we now have 72 mil. Should be enough to do something. Nothing in week 1, though. Oh, it actually did do something in week 2. I mean, not a big move. It was like 6 mil, but what'd it do? I don't know. We signed... Who did we sign? McMullen? Ahmad McMullen? He was on the Broncos last year. Okay, I guess. I mean, I was gonna draft a corner, but sure. I guess he'll be a good 4th corner, hopefully. But all right, final free agency period of the rebuild. Please do something. Nope, nothing. All right. Well, let's get into our final draft, and we're gonna go like all defense, probably 1 lineman just to be safe, I guess, but probably a lot of defensive players. But all right, we pick at number 23. Unfortunately, I don't see any top 5 talents at corner. I don't even know if we're gonna get a 1st round talent, actually. Uh-oh. There's at least a 1st to 2nd later projected UDFA, but that's it. I focus scouted Jackson Byron. He doesn't look too great. There's also Jawan Warner. I don't know why I said it like that. He also doesn't look too great. He's a zone safety with C zone. This is a horrible secondary class, and that's our biggest need by a mile. There is a good left guard, but I don't think he'll be there, and I don't want to trade up for him. If he is there, I might take him unless one of the corners is still here. Okay, he's not here. There's a 1st to 2nd round talent corner. I might need to take him. Not great value, but I think we need to do it. There's some good looking receivers. Of course, the last thing we need, our strongest position. But all right, let's go Nate Carter. Not worth it, but he's not horrible looking. He might be decent. Yeah, 38. We'll take that. No dev trait, but he's not horrible. But all right, round 2, I think I'll go with one of the guards that look good. Maybe the safety, actually. Jackson Byron is still here. Couldn't imagine why. He's not great in coverage, but he's a really good run defender. He's not that slow either. Rank 37, does have hidden. Don't know what we're gonna do with him, but we'll figure something out. Round 3, let's go with a lineman maybe. Are any still left? Yeah, Joe Alvarado, 1st round talent, sure. That was one of my focus scouts. Or no, the 1st to 2nd round talent guard right above him was, but might take him too if he's still there later. But all right, last pick I'm gonna show. Let's go with, please have hidden dev, Joey Pearman out of Washington State, like every player is in Madden for some reason. Let's take him. Rank 47, normal dev. We might need to trade for a corner. That's rough. That was one of the worst corner classes I've ever seen. I mean, there were at least a few 1st round talents, but by the time we picked, there wasn't much left. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. We did okay for what was available to us. I guess I maybe could have traded up for one of the 1st round talent corners, but I was hoping one of them would be there. Actually, I don't know. We would have had to trade up pretty far to even get a decent one. I think what we did is fine. Jackson Byron, I'm curious, what What's his overall at corner? Probably not great because he's a 71 for both coverage archetype thingies. He's a 72 at corner. We'll see. We'll figure it out. And then Alvarado, he's good, 76 overall. Pearman is solid. I took Whitfield, he's fine. And Shaquem Broyles, he's pretty good. So yeah, definitely an unlucky draft class. They're just, the positions we needed weren't there at all. There were 280 overall fullbacks. Okay. But yeah, let's probably trade for a corner. But all right, we're going to give a second round pick for Luis Sanchez from the Vikings. That's a lot more than I would want to pay for an okay safety, but we'll move him to corner. I think I should have checked what his type is first. Hopefully he is a hybrid or zone or something. He's hybrid. Okay, perfect. He's also 225, but should be a decent overall at corner, I hope. I'd guess like a 79, maybe 80. He is an 80. Okay. So we'll see. We could still be decent at corner. Could be worse. But all right, here we are heading into the final year. We're up to a 90 overall, 93 offense, 87 defense. The defense definitely could be better, but I mean, it's not horrible. And you know, we still have a couple original players that the CPU signed starting, like Asante Samuel Jr., Brandon Swinson, Chris Paul Jr. None on offense, unfortunately, but Jalen Walker too, I almost forgot about him. But other than that, the CPU really did nothing for us. I guess the best off-season player it signed was Marty Mapu. I think he's the only one we have left from the offseason. All the rest were at the beginning of the first year. So yeah, this basically was a draft-only rebuild. Oh, I guess, well, I'm not even starting him, but McMullen at corner just this past year. So we'll have to see how this team does. I have a bad feeling for some reason, but I mean, hopefully I'm wrong with that. Let's get to the end of this final year, and we'll see how we do. Oh God, okay, we end up going only 9-8, but we at least make the playoffs. We had a pretty good offense. We were 10th, but our defense was only 21st. I decided to switch to the Raiders defensive playbook at the midseason because we were 25th for points per game at least. Yards, we were even worse. Or I guess we got even worse in the second half of the year, but it looks like the points got better. We'll see what happens. Saucedo, 5,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, 6 picks, 48 sacks, which for Madden, that's not too bad, especially for this offensive playbook. But Estes went back to being not great. But Tyreek Young, 1,700 yards and 16 touchdowns, almost 1,200 for Sellers. Surprisingly, we didn't have 3 1,000-yard receivers, but I mean, close. This playbook is broken. But Eric Crawford sucked again. I might bench him for the playoffs, but Drew wasn't bad, technically. I benched Josh Allen and Nate Toller at the midseason. Looks like Broyles and Cardona did better. I guess we'll bench Crawford for Dellinger. I don't know. Or Alvarado. He's decent, right? He's up to a 79. Damn. But Chris Paul Jr., 168 tackles. We also had 5 players get over 100 tackles. We might have had more at one point in this rebuild and I just didn't notice, but oh well. But 13 TFLs for Swinson, led the team. 12.5 sacks for Ed Oliver. Looks like that was a good trade. 12 for Swinson, 11.5 for Cabrera, 10 for Thorpe. And picks, 4 for Chris Paul Jr., 2 for Luis Sanchez. Looks like that was a good trade. He did pretty well. And then 1 for 3 different players. So, okay interception numbers. Where does 9 rank? It's probably mid. No, I guess tied for 9th. So, not bad. But it looks like Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. Saucedo at 3. Couldn't get another one, but at least he got one. Tyreek Young at 2 for Offensive Player of the Year. The Chiefs are killing us here. Saucedo at number 8, though. Chris Paul Jr. at, 3 for Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like that's the highest we've seen him. And then Pearman at 5 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Jackson Byron at 6. What did they even do? Let's see. Pearman got a lot of tackles. No picks, though. Only 3 pass deflections. Didn't develop a whole lot. Only 3 overall. Byron, no picks, but at least 5 pass deflections. I might bench Pearman. I know he was up there for Defensive Rookie of the Year, but that was just off tackles. I don't really care about that for a corner. I might just try McMullen, because, I mean, he got a pick as a backup. At least 1 pass deflection. We'll do that. But we are going to be taking on the Patriots in the wild card. We just got smoked by the Chiefs, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, also got to remember, let's try, I guess, we'll try Dellinger, because he was good at tackle one year. But all right, can we get our first and maybe only, well, hopefully not only, but our first playoff win of the rebuild in the final year? We can. We beat the Patriots 21-17. Finally. I kind of want to look at the stats. I rarely look at the stats for one game, but I want to see how our O-line and defense did, because I don't necessarily trust them for obvious reasons. Let's see. Saucedo was good. Estes was good in the whole 8 carries he got. Tyreek Young was a monster, of course, but blocking? Ooh, okay, Dellinger and Cardona weren't great. Maybe we won't try Dellinger. Only 1 total pass deflection for the whole team and no picks. That's not great, but I guess we only allowed 17, so could have been worse. All right, we'll try out Alvarado. But we are going to be taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in the divisional. We are 4 overall higher than them. Are we the highest overall team in the league? The Chiefs might still be a 91. No, they're a 90. The Bills are a 91, so we are tied with them and the Texans, but we are tied as the highest overall team, basically doing a draft-only rebuild, so that's not too bad. But all right, we got our playoff win for the rebuild. It's gonna be a long shot, but we'll see if we can win a Super Bowl to close this thing out. That was the goal at the start of this. It was starting to not look possible for a while. Still doesn't seem super possible, but can we beat the Steelers and move on to the conference championship in the final season? We lose 13-10 to the Steelers. You hate to see it.